the audience so everyone can hear me okay. Excuse my back, committee members. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, just want to make sure everybody can hear me. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Ed Snieckus. I'm a professional planner and landscape architect with the firm Birgis Associates. We've been retained by the township to prepare a redevelopment plan. And the redevelopment plan is I would call it the final step in a long process where at first there's a need to identify a property in need of redevelopment. That was done. There has been an actual designation on the property that we'll talk about tonight as that area is in need of redevelopment. What that allows for is the township then can craft a specific ordinance for the property, and that's what's unique about this process. It's a very specific ordinance for that specific piece of property. And that allows, you'll see in a moment, specific regulations associated to that overall zone that we're going to establish for the redevelopment area. I just wanted to give that brief introduction. Again, the local redevelopment and housing law, which is the state statutory criteria that allows for this type of a plan to be drafted and prepared. What it does is the statute governs the aspects of redevelopment. It recognizes that in some communities there's conditions that exhibit deterioration of physical conditions, lack of proper development. It also simplifies prior legislation that has empowered local governments to reverse these conditions in order to allow specific zoning for specific locations in their properties. Also to promote advancement of community interests as well. The statute enables this redevelopment process to occur. The roles and responsibilities of the governing body, the planning board, and any redevelopment entity that then gets designated to establish the redevelopment of a specific piece of property. The criteria for an area need of designation is established by the statute, It also establishes what needs to be in the redevelopment plan, the contents of that redevelopment plan. It talks about also the uses of eminent domain to acquire property for condemnation for an area need, if it's so designated. And just for information, this property was not designated for condemnation. It was a non-condemnation designation. Just to quickly touch on the study area, the designated area of redevelopment, again, non-condemnation, was done back in August of 2019. So the study area A that you'll hear me talk about tonight is a portion of block 3801, lot 2. In addition to that, it includes block 4101, lot 1, and block 4301, lot 6. They are a part and parcel with this study area A that I'll be identifying. The approximate area is a little bit over 55 acres. It's the existing former Whippany Paperboard Company and some vacant parcels. It also includes some existing features such as your Whippany River and associated environmental constraints. The site frontages of the area that's designated is Eden Lane and Parsippany Road that we'll be talking about tonight. This is an overall map of the area. What you're seeing here is in color. You have first your area A, which is in yellow. That's the area that we'll be talking about this evening. And then area B, which has also been designated as an area in need. But we're tonight talking about the specific redevelopment area for area A. The redevelopment plan. The redevelopment plan has specific purposes as well as goals and objectives. Under the purposes section, it talks about the creation of an RP-A town center zone. It's a specific designation for that area, for a mixed-use center within the township. It also, as the mayor had pointed out earlier, and the town attorney has pointed out earlier, that it creates affordable housing and alternative housing options in the community. It's designed as a comprehensive plan, which is unique, so that you're able to do things in a comprehensive manner on a specific piece of property. Establishing policies of smart growth and green building principles are integrated into the overall design. And we also promote a compact pedestrian-oriented configuration. So it's not just a typical strip shopping center. It contains a mixture of retail, office, entertainment, civic, cultural, and residential uses, all within the overall plan. It stresses the quality of architectural and landscape around a centralized boulevard streetscape, so that it really establishes a very strong sense of center. A variety of housing types, job opportunities, shopping, and services are offered within this type of development. It also promotes the efficient use of land to stimulate the township's tax base by encouraging high-quality mixed-use development. It's also a critical component of this plan is to advance the Patriots Path network along the Whippany River. So this is an opportunity to realize that improvement. I think that's a unique feature and significant feature of this overall development proposal. Again, the RPA zone has in it permitted principal uses. And you'll hear me talk about the various use types, you'll hear me talk about accessory uses, and also bulk criteria. This is essentially an ordinance, so what we're doing is we're defining what is permitted and what's not permitted. First off, of the permitted uses, we have residential uses, multifamily residential, some special needs housing, as well as affordable housing. It's all mixed in within residential components. Non-residential uses that are permitted are civic facilities, retail establishments, arts, bank and financial, offices, restaurants and cafes, emergent care, indoor health and fitness clubs, extended stay hotel, outdoor markets, and live-work studios. And again, this is a sort of a broad brush of the specific uses. There are some other specific uses that are not listed here. I figured it's best to be in general form tonight. The conditional uses, there's one specific conditional use that's permitted is a child care center. So as you can imagine, as you're building a mixed-use community, you're going to want to have the option of a child care center as well. The permitted accessory uses, you have issues such as outdoor dining, communal outdoor recreation facilities, dry cleaning facilities for the services of a specific building, services and loading areas. And we're trying to be proactive and encourage electric vehicle public charging stations and the associated infrastructure. It's actually a requirement now as of recent legislation by the government. Again, additional bulk criteria. The minimum tract area for the development is 55 acres. The maximum multifamily units is 827 units maximum, and that's the non-affordable component. The affordable component is a minimum set aside of 140 units. Special needs is a minimum of 32 beds.